Dedicated Digger here, and I'm here on the east coast of North Carolina near the Pasquotank River, where Bassmaster just wrapped up our last tournament of the month. And Kyle Welcher, one of our anglers, he's been on the tour I think about 7 years, just won first place yesterday, a 4-day tournament, and had the lead by 45 pounds and 7 ounces. That's 5 fish a day for 4 days in a row, and he won yesterday by 45 pounds and 7 ounces. Congrats to him. That is an incredible feat. It probably will never ever be broken. Now moving on. So I had gotten permission from a guy, randomly met the guy in the crowd at the Bassmaster weigh-in. He was actually a marshal of ours. And I just randomly asked him, hey, are you from around here? Do you know where I can go maybe metal detect? And he said, buddy, you asked the right person. And I'm not gonna say his name because it'll give away the location, but he has access to lots and lots of land. He knows every farmer in the county. And here I am today at the very first stop. So we're going to get dirty and let's see what we find. Got a cool little target right here. It's a little jumpy, and I pull this little clod back and I see shininess in there, and I see a shank, and that's gonna be a little flat button, gold gilded right there. Now this is gonna be pretty cool getting it cleaned up. I come like 3 feet away. 33, 34 typically is a Civil War bullet, and I'm not saying that's Civil War, but that is a giant round ball. Let me give you a little tip on something that I do. I use this map called Onyx Maps, and it's a page description, but it works really well. I go on there and I find things that I think look out of the ordinary or unusual, and that's where I kind of plan my day. I have a strategy as soon as I get to the field or the woods where I'm going of exactly what I'm doing. You can see these waypoints I've already located. So I've marked the things that I thought were anomalies. I go back and look at Google Earth and go back as far as I can, and I look at things that draw my attention. And so we're going to start what appears to be the driveway of the house, because that's where they park their cars or their wagon. You want to treat this like you're fishing. You want to fish by the stumps. You want to fish by the rocks. That's where they live, the congregation of fish. When you have short time, you want to go to the place of the site. Where's the front porch? Where's the back porch? Where's the well? Where'd they hang their clothes? Where'd they park their Model Ts and wagons? Where was the barn? Where'd the kids play? And I try to start there. It's deeper than I thought it was. What is that? What is it going to be? Indian or Lincoln? Ah, dang it. It's a wheatie. Holy moly. It's a 1910 wheat. I don't see a mint. This is 1910. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, that the first wheat was in 1909. All right, I've gone a few more feet and I've got another high tone. See how it holds up all the way around? That is definitely gonna be a coin or a button. And it's shallow. I'm glad this stuff is shallow, actually. It's making my life easier. It's gonna be in that clump right there. Oh, there it is right there. Now it rang up silver numbers. It could be silver washed. That's gonna be something decent, y'all. All right, hit something. Getting closer though. Now we're talking. There it is, right there. What's it gonna be, y'all? It's pretty light. It's gotta be a button. But the shank is gone. It's real thin and light, so it's gotta be a button. I'm not seeing anything on it. Let's see if we get some juice on it, figure out what this is. Let's play a game called What's in the Clump? What is in that clump? Right there. Oh, that's a parasol slide. That's exactly what that is. You find these a lot around the home sites. See the little ticks around the edge? That's where, on the umbrella, that's where the rod went in through. That's a big one actually. Y'all, I am having an absolute insane day. Thank God my beautiful, wonderful, loving wife said, I said, can I go metal detecting, you know, after Bassmaster's over and stay an extra night? And she's like, yeah, honey, you can go do that. Thank you, Lord Jesus, for giving me such an incredible woman and incredible life. I haven't even filmed all the buttons I found. I see round coming out of the ground right here. I thought I would film this one. Check this out. Now that is what you want to hear. And I see the corner right there coming out of the ground, and that is a big old dandy button with a shank. I can't even. I'm catching 25 pounds a day. I always relate things to fish, if you guys fish. I am catching a big bag of fish today, and it's just 10:30 in the morning. I'm holding the camera down low because the wind's blowing hard. You see my hat? Remember, if you ever see my hat turned like this, that means that something good is happening right now. I don't know what I have. I know it's a coin, I think. It's tiny, and it's shiny. So I come over here, and I roll this back. It's a half dime. Oh, I have found one of these before. I don't. All right, so we're gonna get this thing cleaned off. I don't want to rub it because you will scratch it. And let's see if we can get a date off this dang thing. Look at that baby right there. Man, what a day. Y'all, I'm finding so much stuff that I literally don't have time to film it all. I just got another coin right here. It rang up at 27.28, so it could be a Jefferson nickel. But let's get it cleaned off. It's not silver, so you can rub it. I mean, the color of this thing's really got me thrown off here. Jefferson's will give you, oh, it's gonna be a buffalo. That is gonna be a buffalo nickel. Man, I hardly ever find these things. And the date is always rubbed off. I'll be very surprised if I get a date on this thing. What an absolutely insane day I've had so far. It's just 12 o'clock, 12:30. I have found 18 buttons, most of which are flat buttons. I found a buffalo nickel, a 1910 wheat penny, and an 1844 seeded silver half dime. And I have not even covered 5% of this area. I'm gonna watch the sun go down, so I'm gonna get back at it. I just had some lunch, tried to take a little break, and there's no telling what is gonna be found by the end of the day. So remember, when you're using the Noted Legend, things that are higher in the column of the soil or on top, they're louder. And I look down and I can see it right here. And I think it's a little tiny, but yep, there's the shank right there on the back, laying right on top of the ground. Look at that. All right, let me tell you guys what I'm about to do here. So I'm running out of daylight. This place is absolutely amazing. The best site I've ever been to. April this year of 2025, I've been detecting for 2 years. What I'm going to do now is I'm only going to dig high tones. Now, if I get a tone that could be an Indian or a nickel and it's solid, I'm going to dig it. But now what I'm looking for are coins. I have got a load of buttons, the most buttons I've ever found. I've found more buttons today than my entire collection. And so what I'm doing is I'm flagging these rows off. So I'll drop a flag, I'll go down that corn row, I'll drop a flag on the other one so I know where to come back on, and I'm going to zigzag and stay kind of close to the home site, which is right here to my left. And I'm going to cover as much ground as I can, and I'm going to try to do it in record time. I called this speed detecting. So let's see if that strategy pays off. All right, y'all remember what I said when you see me with my hat pushed back, what that means? Oh boy, I'm not sure what I got here, y'all. All Now remember what I said, I wasn't gonna dig anything unless it was a solid signal. That's a solid signal. Where are you at? There it is. Now I'm not sure what that is exactly, but it looks like wings. So let's get this thing cleaned up and see what we got. This could be really cool. And it was laying almost on top of the ground. Look at that big old dandy button. Right there, boy. That is a pretty thing. I think that's the third or fourth one I found today. Oh boy, I'm telling you, this has been just such a crazy day. I still got a little daylight left. My butt is dragging. My butt's dragging the ground right now. You can't see it, but it is, trust me. It is gonna take me 2 days to get all this stuff clean. I have found so much stuff. And I'm not stopping until that sun goes down. And I probably still have about another hour left. This is one for the history books right here. I will never forget this for the rest of my life. That's a 42. I figured it was going to be either a wheat penny or a button. And then I dug this, which is another dang Indian. And this one's in way better shape than the ones I found a couple days ago. It also doesn't like it's going to be as old. Let me get my phone out and see what the date is on this thing. So it looks like 1908. Now, it's not, you know, that's not a super old Indian, but it is in incredible condition. This thing is going to clean up and just so well. Well, that does it. I made it to the sunset. I got here early, about, I don't know, 8:30 or so. And what a day it was. You know, Kyle Welcher just won the Bassmaster tournament here on the lake near where I am right now and beat the heaviest, well, he beat the most weight of any Bassmaster tournament in history. I think it was 45 pounds and 7 ounces. And so he was in first. Second place was 45 pounds behind him. I feel like I just had that kind of day. I just had a record-breaking day as well. I found 38 flat buttons. Well, 38 buttons. Most of them are flat. Some are very, very cool with lots of design. Found some other cool things too, but I found a 1910 wheat penny. I found a buffalo nickel. I just found a 1908 Indian. And to top it off today, an 1844 seated dime. Half dime, sorry. An 1844 seated half dime. What a freaking day it was, and I'm about to get out of here. You see the sun behind me? She going, and I'm hungry. Thank you guys for watching. Stay dedicated and keep digging.